So what we're doing in the workup area after we anesthetize the fish is we take a fork length, which is the tip of the snout to the fork of the tail, and then we take a post-eye hyperal length, which is the back of the eye to the last vertebra in the fish, or the hyperal. And the reason we do that, that's a true measurement of the fish, where the fork length is only a true measurement of the fish for right now at this point in time. When you do the hyperal, the eyeball's not going to move and they're not going to grow more vertebrae, so that's actually a true measurement of that fish in its adult stage. And then from there we take scales off the fish, and they'll have rings on them like a tree. Farther apart is the spring-summer growth, closer together is the fall-winter growth. So you can age your fish, and they'll also have a saltwater check so we know when they went to the saltwater. And then we weigh the fish in kilograms. When they go to the hatchery, we know when they spawn and what we've called it and the bioinformation that goes with that fish, and that's all scanned in the computer. And then it also gives us an idea of that fish. So say if they're in the truck and the truck drives up to the hatchery and it breaks down on the side of the road for 4 hours or 5 hours, and then a week later we have a die-off of some of our brood in the hatchery, we can look back and say, oh wait, those were the fish that stayed on the side of the road, that's why they died off, because we want to protect these fish all the way to spawning. And then lastly, what we do is we give them shots of antibiotics, broad-spectrum antibiotics. And the reason we do that is to prevent disease from breaking out in the hatchery. Because they're in a confined environment. I use the analogy of sending your kids to school. When somebody catches a cold, everybody catches a cold. And that's the same way with the fish, because they're in a holding pond up there. Or in the wild, if they got sick, they would either drift back downriver, a predator may eat them, or they'll just go off by themselves and die. Where in the hatchery, they can't do that. If they die in there, then that disease is spread throughout the pond. That gives the fish an individual ID, and all they have to do is swim through an antenna, and we can track that fish actually leaving the system and when it comes back. Because there are antennas in Prosser, there are antennas in McNary, John Day, Bonneville dams for juveniles leaving, and then those are also have detectors, antennas in them for adults coming back. So then we can get run timing and survival from Bonneville to John Day to McNary to Prosser Dam, and then this year we're going to put antennas in Roza Dam here, so we'll get survival all the way to Roza Dam. We've got it down to a science. That's what I said. Everybody knows where they need to be. They move real fluent. They know exactly what we're doing. We've been doing it, like I said, for 10 years. We've got it down. It works really well. You know, the problem with fish is we don't live in their environment and they don't talk. And so everything we do it's a theory. And then you do experiments based on that theory and whether you're right or wrong. That's all you can do. A long time. And we're learning new things all the time.